Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah and welcome to your English class. We're still celebrating the before the National Day celebrations. So everything is colored in green. And as we have discussed yesterday, the vision yesterday and the flag the day before yesterday, today we will discuss the logo, or what we call it, the emblem. The emblem. What is the Saudi emblem, or let's call it the logo? It is the Arabian swords with the top of the palm tree. So a palm tree, and we have the Arabian swords. What are the connotations? What are the symbolism that we got in here? The meaning of these symbols. They stand for strength and justice. This word for strength and justice. They are the palm tree stands for prosperity, which is wealth and richness, and we have growth. So it symbolizes strength, justice, prosperity, and we have growth. Okay, so this is the Saudi emblem or the logo. Okay, in our lesson today, it's going to be a writing lesson on page 14 and 15 in your student books. In your student books, page 14 and 15. You got the idea behind the whole unit, which is the idea of changes, big changes, and we're going to write today about this idea. Starting with our homework yesterday, we stopped by. Look again at the text on page 13. At the text, list 5 of the planned development. We read about the Saudi development that are planned to happen in the future. Can you list 5 of these? I believe you have. Muslims from around the world can visit the holy site based on the idea of the status. 2. Encourage investment from the other countries and international businesses. 3. Trade and transport to and from our country. It will be the center, the hub. Support young people in finding jobs and training for, let's say, for the nation, for the people. Develop and diversify the economy to create job opportunity for the sake of people, for the well-being of people. Apply efficiency and responsibility at all levels of government. So everything should be efficient and everyone should be responsible. Prepare the right environment for citizens, businesses, and society to be responsible and take the initiative in facing challenges and seizing opportunity. So you are ready to face any challenge and to get and do any initiative, any change. So these are some. Choose 5 and list them down in your books. In our lesson today, it's going to be a writing lesson. You will get to know how to use capital letters correctly. You will use capital letters. Then take notes on a written text. You will listen to a text, then you're going to take notes on this text. 3. Write an essay about an important change that we have been through, whether in the long past time ago or recently. Okay, so at the beginning we will learn, take notes, then you will do the big job, which is writing an article or paragraph. Let's check this paragraph or these sentences. On September 23rd, 1932, King Abdulaziz established the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as an independent country with Arabic as the national language and the Holy Quran as its constitution. So let's check in here. We will check which letters are in capital. So we have the O here, King, K, A, and Abdulaziz. Then we have Kingdom, the K, Saudi is in capital, and we have Arabic as well, and we have Holy Quran in capital. Why are these in capital while the others are in small? What makes them different? Whenever a thing that you want to make it special, you want to highlight on that thing, just write it in capital. Just like your name, you are an important person. Never start your name with a small letter. Always start your name with the first capital letter. So, at the beginning of the sentence, the first letter in a sentence is always in capital. A name, King Abdulaziz. A name, always in capital. And we have the name Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, a name of a country. Here, a name for what? For language. Holy Quran is the name of the holy book. Okay? Anything that is important, you want to highlight on that, just write it in capital. Okay? Your name, the name of your country, or the name of your language. So let's continue. What are the things that we usually write them in capital? They start with a capital letter. When you begin a sentence, these you will find them on page 14 at the beginning of the sentence. Many people were shopping at the mall. So the M at the beginning of the sentence. If you want to continue writing, we will write it here, they. So the T here is capital. Names of people and places, any name, your family name, your country's name, school name, whatever. So Jeddah, Oman, the Nile, because it is a name of a river. Okay? Then, days and months, the days of the week starting from Sunday until Saturday. Tuesday, it is a name. Then we have January, February, Muharram as well. Safar, you can write them with capital letters. Okay? Any number, any day or a week or a month, any name of a country, a person or a city in capital, and the most important, at the beginning of the sentence. After the full stop, just use a capital letter. Now we have an exercise in your books on page 14. We have sentences, and within these sentences, I want you to, we have mistakes which are they are in small letters, and you are supposed to write them in capital. Jack decided to fly to New York. Which ones should be in capital letter? We will have Jack, a name, New York, and Monday. So they should be capital J, capital N, capital Y, and capital M. Next, my brother has never been to Dubai. Then, my brother, the first word in the sentence, then Dubai, because it is a name of a city. Next, 3. Riyadh is the capital of Saudi Arabia. Riyadh at the beginning, and it is a name. Saudi Arabia is a name of a country as well. So Riyadh, S, Saudi Arabia, A for Arabia. Capital letters. Next, 4. The telephone was invented by Graham Bell. The first letter in the sentence, and Graham Bell because it is a name. So, the and Graham Bell. Next, Africa is an amazing continent. So, at the beginning of the sentence, Africa, capital A. We usually go shopping on Thursday evening. So, we, at the beginning of the sentence, also we have Thursday, a day of the week. Next, a lot of people go away in August. A lot, the A, and we have August because it is a name of a month. Next, Lake Huron in North America is one of the largest lakes I have ever seen. Lake Huron and North America, these are all names. Okay? Any name, month or a day, and at the beginning of the sentence. These three situations. Okay? So let's go ahead. Now we will go to that on page 14, exercise B, and we will get to another topic, which is the idea of communication. How do you usually communicate? These questions. How do most people communicate nowadays? These days, let's say in 2030, 2019, how do people communicate? Do we use letters? What do we use? And how do you communicate with your friends? One of the examples, we use cell phones, we use emails, we use social networks, social media, we use blogs, video calls, and online chat. What about you? Which ones is your favorite? Do you prefer cell phones, mobile phones, social networks? Do you prefer texting or writing? It depends on personal preference. What is your favorite means of communication? I would say, for me, I would prefer texting rather than calling. It is my preference. I like messaging much more than calling. So, personal preference. Okay, now what we're going to do here, you will listen to a text, and while you're listening, make notes in the chart about the important facts and challenges the internet has brought about. Okay, so we have this one, this chart. We have facts about communication, education, information. Then, what are the advantages, the positive side? What are the disadvantages, the negative side, downside? And what was the situation like in the past? So not today, in the past. You will say like a fact, advantage, disadvantage, then how was that? Okay? So let's listen and you will tell. So let's listen in here.
It all started in 1969 when Klein, one of Professor Kleinrock's students in LA, tried to log in remotely to a machine in Stanford. In 1990, Tim Berners-Lee and Robert Daly introduced the World Wide Web. About 26 years later, 16 million people were online, and email was taking over. Today, there are more than 4.5 billion users. Email, instant messaging, and video calls connect people across the globe. Social networks allow people to communicate with a large number of friends, and information is accessible to everyone online. All you need to do is Google a few keywords and you get numerous sites and documents. E-learning has made it possible for people to attend courses online and obtain academic and professional qualifications.
Okay, so from the text, you will find things about communication, information, education, how you contact with people, education, learning and studying, and information, how you can get ideas and information, advantage, disadvantage, and by the end, the situation, how was it in the past. So let's start. Facts that caused or initiated change. What about the major change in communication? The fact, in 1990, the World Wide Web was introduced. If you can find any other information, you will find it in paragraph number 1, and you can add it. About Klein, who started it, and at what time, or whatever the fact is. Number 2, what is a major fact about the change in education? We're speaking here about e-learning, online learning. So, not going to school, but just like the way that we are doing it. Major change in information. It is accessible to all. What is the meaning of accessible? It means everyone can get the same thing. People are equal. So information is not just for, let's say, male or female, not for young and or old people. It is for everyone. Everyone can get that with just one click. Number 2, advantages. What is the positive side of communication, education, and information. For communication, it connects people. The good thing, it connects people. With just one click, you can call a friend. With a click, you can express your thoughts. With all you need is just a click. And the good thing, it is accessible and it connects people from all over the world. Number two, what is the advantage of the internet for education? The online courses. Online courses, they made our lives easier. Whenever you are and wherever you are, you can get the information if you are in an online course. Just like our situation today. You can't go to schools, so it is a good idea for you to take an online lesson. What about information? Information with the internet, the good side, that it saves time. You don't need to go to the library or let's say flip through the newspaper. All you need is with just one click, you will Google a word, a keyword, and that's it. And you will get the information. However, everything is having a downside, a disadvantage. What are the disadvantages for communication, education, and information if we're speaking about the side of the internet? For communication, it caused social disconnection. What is social disconnection? People stay together, but they are away from each other. You contact, let's say, or you communicate with someone away from you while you are ignoring those people who are next to you. It causes disconnection and distraction. It distracts you. In education, one of the downsides or disadvantages of online courses, let's say, no chance to meet friends. You might have felt so. While you are taking online courses, you miss seeing your friends and contact other people. So you feel like you are lonely and you are the only one. So one of the downsides that there is no chance to meet people. You feel like as if you were alone in that thing. The downside of major changes in information online, we have the quality of information, and this one is very important. We always have like a bundle or a big number, a big amount, a great amount of information online or on the internet. Are they all right? Are they all reliable? Sometimes rumors, they will spread. So you have to be aware about the information that you get from the internet. Not everything that you can see is reliable and true. Fake news. What about the situation? How was it in the past? Communication in the past, how was it? Was it just like the way that we do today? No. In the past, it was just face to face. You have to see someone before the telephone, let's say. You have to meet someone, so you will communicate with them. You have to send letter. It had to be face to face, physical communication. What about education? Education in the past, before online, we have physical presence. If you cannot go to school, you cannot get the information, okay? You have to go to school, otherwise you will not learn. Major change in information, consuming and costly. Sometimes it consumes your time, you waste your time while you are just getting, it was consuming and costly, it was very costly, consumes your time and your money. You will go to the library, you have to buy the newspaper, you have to buy the books. Nowadays everything is for free, okay? So these they are. You read or listened to a text, and now you extracted, you got the information out of that. You took notes, okay. Now we're going to speak about changes that are around you, and these are, by the way, my suggestions. I believe that you are having better ideas than the ones that I have got. Think about an event that has brought about major changes. Think about any change, whether, let's say, 10 years ago or thousands years ago. Make notes in the chart about the event and the impact it has had on your country or on you, your life. Okay? You have to write 3. I will give you examples for 2 and you will do the third yourself. Let's speak about these. What can you see in these pictures? We have major changes in here. What are these major changes from the picture? Vision 2030. It caused a change in people's minds, people's mentality, people's ideas, and it will change our lives in the future. The second one, we have the unification of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It happened when King Abdulaziz established Saudi Arabia. It happened and it changed the Saudis' lives. Let's say 90 years ago is different than our life is better than 90 years ago. Next, we have the introduction of the internet. Is it a positive impact or effect or a negative? When they introduced the internet to our lives, it saved our times. Our life before the internet is totally different than our lives after the internet. So things are different. You will speak about it, whether positively or negatively. What else? We can speak about the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic. When did it happen? Does it have a negative or a positive effect on our lives? Life before the virus and after the virus. And you can speak about other things. Maybe you can speak about the First World War, the Second World War, any war that you can speak about. Maybe it is a personal event, something that happened to you personally. You can discuss them. What about if we can discuss the idea of inventions, inventing cars, inventing airplanes, and even inventing the wheel, which is, let's say, thousands of years ago. Okay? So you can come up with whatever the idea is. I have here 2 ideas, and it is your turn to write your third. So we will speak about the event, what the event is. You will define it, tell facts about them. Always make sure that you never write less than 2 sentences. Okay? Search the internet and you will find your information. Number 2, when and or where did it happen? Time is important. The change started when and where did it start? Does it start, let's say, in this country, that country, at what date, which year? Next, did the event have a positive or a negative impact on your country and on your life? Speaking about the coronavirus, negative effect, unification of Saudi Arabia, positive effect, the Vision 2030, positive effect, the car invention, the invention of the car. So it had a positive effect on humans' lives. So let's start with the first one. What is the event? I chose to speak about the unification of Saudi Arabia, the unification of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. You can tell more about it. Refer to the first lesson. When did it happen? Who did it? And many others. When did it happen? In 1932. 1932, when the announcement of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia with Quran as its constitution and or law, and we have Arabic as the national language. And did it have a positive or a negative impact on your life and on your country on your country's future? It has a positive impact. The other one, which we have discussed yesterday, it was Vision 2030, and you have many or a great deal of information in your books on the reading that we got yesterday. Vision 2030. You can tell about the pillars, the themes, anything that was mentioned in the reading. When or where did it happen? In 2016. It was announced in 2016, and the results are going to be in 2030. When? You can speak about Prince Mohammed bin Salman, you can speak about where it was announced, and many other things. Then, did it have a negative or a positive impact or effect? It has a positive impact or a positive effect. So, the result of that action is whether it is positive or negative. I left this one, which is the impact number 3, I left it for you because come up with any other ideas that you believe that have positive or negative effect. Write 2 sentences in here, 2 in there, and 2 for the positive and negative effect, and you will come with a completely a good paragraph. Okay? For your homework, you will use the information you put in the chart, any one of these, whether yours or or mine. Use the information in the chart to write a short descriptive essay, a short correct essay about the event and the impact on your country. So you are asked to do 2 things. Number 1, the fact. The other one is the effect. Just like when we spoke about global warming. What is global warming? And the effect, the result out of that thing. Okay?